Hello there! Today we're going to do something different. So you know how I made a video about how Jim Cornette was one of the best guys in my life? One of my favorite motherfuckers? One of the biggest influences? We're going to stick on the wrestling track. Today we're going to talk about why there should never, ever be another wrestler like Chris Benoit. So, for those who don't know, Chris Benoit, where the fuck have you been for the last 20 years? But we'll go off the Wikipedia page for those who are unanointed with the anointing oil. Born May 21st, 1967, Christopher Michael Benoit was a Canadian professional wrestler. He worked for various pro wrestling promotions during his 22 career, but is notorious for killing his wife and youngest son. I don't want to read a Reddit. I hate the internet so fucking much sometimes. That is the synopsis. Due to his murders, Benoit's legacy in the professional wrestling industry is controversial and heavily debated. Benoit has been renowned for his many exceptional professional technical wrestling ability. Prominent combat sports Dave Meltzer considers Benoit one of the top 10, maybe in the top 5 all-time greats. Benoit was inducted in the Stampede Wrestling Hall of Fame in 1995 and in the Wrestler Observer Newsletter Hall of Fame in 2003. His Wrestler Observer's newsletter induction was put to a revote in 2008 to determine if Benoit should remain a member. The threshold presenters required to remove Benoit was not met. He has not been inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame. He will never be inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame, and WWE does not ever fucking talk about him, ever. And probably never will, ever again. He does not exist as far as World Wrestling Entertainment is concerned. They did a tribute before he died. It didn't go so well. Vince McMahon Appreciation Night was the night before, so they had to do a tribute the day after. Didn't go so well because news was breaking out the day of what actually happened, so it was a shit show. His career. Benoit began his career in 1985 in Stu Hart's Stampede Wrestling, which is another story that we could get into for another day, but is Canadian wrestling. From the beginning, similarities between Benoit and Billington were apparent. I don't even know what Billington is at this point, but Benoit adopted many of his moves, such as his diamond headbutt and snap suplex. The homage was complete with his initial billing as Dynamite Chris Benoit. Okay, fair enough, now I know who. According to Benoit, in his first match, he attempted the diamond headbutt before learning how to land correctly and had to wind the wind knocked out of him. He said he would never do the move again at that point. His debut match was a tag team on November 22nd, 1985 in Calgary, Alberta, and where he teamed up with the remarkable Rick Patterson against Butch Moffat and Mick Hammer, which Benoit's team won after Benoit pinned Moffat with a sunset flip. The first title Benoit ever won was a Stampede British Commonwealth Middle Heavyweight Championship on March 18th, 1988 against Gamma Singh. During his tenure in Stampede, he won 4 international tag team and 3 more British Commonwealth titles. Benoit then departed in 1989 for New Japan for which he wrestled from 1986 until 1999. A lot of shit happened. We're not gonna cover this. It's a long ass time. But needless to say, Black Tiger, El Samurai, Shinjaro Otani, a lot of championships, a lot of championship attempts. Benoit first came to then begins WCW. Which is very short-lived. He first came to World Championship Wrestling in June 1992. He did not return until 1993 at Super Bowl III, where he lost to Too Cold Scorpio. And Benoit headed back to Japan. And then he did some ECW shit. Him and Dean Malenko. In 1995, Return of the Funker. Benoit's first American title. They were initiated into the Triple Threat stable led by ECW heavyweight champion Shane Douglas. He returned to WCW from 1995 to 2000. The Four Horsemen. The worst horsemen, if you ask me. New Japan and WCW were working on a deal together. And Benoit just happened to be in the middle of it. In '98, Benoit had a long feud with Booker T, and it was going until Booker T lost the title with Finlay. Finlay. He then then we're talking about some WWF stuff. He then wins World Heavyweight Champion. WrestleMania 20. Champion. Doing champion shit, king shit. Went back to ECW because, ECW did their ECW thing. And then, he's still doing the dive-in headbutt, by the way. He said he would never do it. It became his fucking finisher. By the way, he lied. Little known fact, this move causes, massive brain damage. There should never, ever be another wrestler like Chris Benoit. My man was giving himself massive amounts of brain damage every time he did this move. He missed the house show, informing his colleagues that he was vomiting blood due to food poisoning. Sure, bud. It was revealed the following days that he had murdered his wife and son Daniel before committing suicide. Stephanie McMahon later indicated that Benoit had defeated CM Punk for the World Championship title before he had been President of Vengeance. Blah, blah, blah. Death. You want to hear something creepy? he reportedly, I can't play it without pausing the video, but he sent a note in which he states some really, really fucked up things that I can't talk about on YouTube for obvious reasons. He drugged his son with Xanax and likely strangled him. He broke his wife's back and then hung himself with the pull-down machine. The lat pull-down machine. Nancy had 3 different drugs in her system: Xanax, hydrocodone, and hydromorphone, all of which are found at a therapeutic level rather than toxic levels. Daniel was found to have Xanax at his level, which was believed to found sedated before he was murdered. Benoit was found to have Xanax, hydrocodone, and an elevated level of testosterone, and caused by a synthetic form of the hormone in his system. The chief examiner contributed to the testosterone level to Benoit possibly being treated for a deficiency caused by previous steroid abuse or testicular insufficiency. There was no indication that anything in Benoit's body contributed to his violent behavior that led to his murder-suicide, concluding that there was no roid rage, contrary to popular belief. Prior to a murder-suicide, Benoit initially had been given medications not in compliance with WWE's talent wellness program in February 2006, including nandrolone, an anabolic steroid, and anastrozole, a breast cancer medication which is used by bodybuilders for its powerful anti-estrogenic, I said that wrong, effects. During the investigation into steroid abuse, it was revealed that other wrestlers had also been given steroids. After the double murder-suicide, neuroscientist and retired wrestler himself, Christopher Novinsky, contacted Michael Benoit. Chris's father suggested that the years of trauma may have led to his actions. Tests were conducted by his brain, and results showed that he had the brain of an 85-year-old with Alzheimer's. Just saying. So, yeah, his legacy pretty much tarnished from there on. Take it at what you will. There should never, ever be another wrestler like Chris Benoit. And there never has been another wrestler like Chris Benoit since. Maybe the most controversial thing to happen out of wrestling since this has been the whole Vince McMahon controversy. That whole shit. But there will never... Jimmy Superfly Snuka comes to mind. But that's about it. My man was a beast. He was the beast. Not the beast incarnate. That's Brock Lesnar. But you know what I'm saying. Bye.